Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm ACated and this is my build. So if you haven't noticed, it's been quite a bit since I posted my last video, and I apologize for that if you care. As I said in my other videos, I've been busy with school and life stuff, so not always able to post videos or even make videos, but I'm trying and this is my effort. Regardless, a new expansion pack's been released and I happen to be able to make a video about it, so that's what I'm doing right now. I quite like the idea of this expansion pack. I know a lot of people were kind of iffy about it because it was like the whole thing about the expansion packs and they keep making expansion packs, and I definitely get that and I think they shouldn't be doing that. But here we are and here it is, and let's just enjoy it for what it is. Regardless of whatever controversies are surrounding this pack, I quite like this concept. I like playing around with it. I think there's a lot of things that can be made with it. I do think it's very similar to the small business concept that came with businesses and hobbies, which I feel like might be a given. I don't know how they're going to do things that are similar to other packs and stuff, because it feels kind of similar to small businesses. Just a little bit. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but regardless, I kind of like how they did it. I really like the whole hotel thing. It's not a hotel, it's a getaway or whatever, but I like that, and then I also like the whole summer camp thing, which is why I'm building a summer camp. Halfway into building the summer camp, I kind of was thinking that I might want to give up on building it because I was just thinking the one that comes with the world is already really good, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to replace it with my own, but I did, and I actually do kind of like how it turned out. I still like the original one a lot, but I think I like mine too, and I might use mine if I want to play with the summer camp. This also isn't my first time building a summer camp. I built one a little bit ago. It's on the gallery if you want to see it, but I built it for a build challenge, and now I'm building another one, and I think this pack comes with a lot of cool things to build a summer camp. Like, I only use this pack in the base game to build the summer camp, so I think that's pretty cool. With the other one, I think I used a lot more packs to sort of get that vibe, but with this one, it was just this pack, and I was thinking, okay, that's great. It comes with lots of things that are able to make a summer camp without having to use other packs, so that's pretty cool. I also wanted to build one because I have experience with camps like this because I've been a camp counselor before. So I thought it would be fun to sort of build a summer camp and base it off of my experiences with it. For the cabins I'm building here, I kind of wanted to do a boys cabin and a girls cabin because that's how like the camp was usually set up. It's usually there's boys cabins and there's girls cabins, and they don't really mix. And I just wanted to put that in anyways because it reminds me of my summer camp experience. Regardless of the whole gendered thing, both cabins are very similar anyways. They have basically the same things in them, just some of the colors and some of the decorations are changed, but regardless, they're kind of both the same. So if you wanted to play in this, you could probably mix them around if you really wanted to. Oh, and also, yes, this will be on the gallery. The information will be in the description, just like all my other videos. And on my gallery, you'll find this build, and you'll also find all my other builds from all my other videos, and builds that I haven't made videos about. So if you're interested in that, feel free to check that out. For the cabins, I kind of wanted to lean into the whole cabin vibe, wanted to make it feel very woodsy, very wooden, lots of wood, I guess, I don't know. Wanted to make it just feel like it just came straight out of the woods, even though this kind of feels a little tropical. As much as I like this whole world and stuff, I kind of get a sort of discrepancy with the whole like woodsy vibe, but then also there's palm trees and tropical plants everywhere. It feels a bit off to me somehow. I feel like those aren't supposed to mix, but also I know this is based off New Zealand, and they might have that thing. They might have stuff like that over there. Maybe I'm just not used to it, but it feels a little off, especially for the camp, because when I think of camp, I usually think of like evergreen trees, pine trees, conifers, and in the mountains and whatever, not usually like palm trees and tropical and by the beach or whatever, which isn't on the beach, it's on a lake, but I don't know. But I try to lean into that vibe. I try to do both. I did both woodsy, and also I put palm trees and stuff everywhere because I thought it has to fit into the whole scenery anyways, so I don't know what I'm saying. Anyways, I noticed that my voice is rather inconsistent. not because of my fault, but because of my microphone. So if that bothers you, or if you notice that at all, feel free to tell me in the comments, and I'll try to do something about it, because I'm still trying to work out my whole audio setup and whatever. Anyways, so in the build, I'm now trying to do the whole terrain paint and stuff with all the paths and whatever. And for the paths, I went with that little, I think it's called a pine something. It's a pine something, but it's like a type of dirt, and I feel like you would see that in a very woodsy area because it's like all the pine needles just fall to the ground. So I did that, and then I also did a mix of sand to sort of add in that whole tropical vibe, because it's right next to like a beach. So I was thinking, okay, so we're gonna have a little bit of sand here, a little bit of pine needles, I guess, a little bit of dirt, just to make it all feel kind of worn out and feel very naturey. I feel very much like I'm saying random words. Anyways, now this is the whole layout for the main hall, the main building. I wasn't sure exactly how to do the layout, and I'm pretty sure the layout changes like a lot. So that kind of all of that kind of changes around a bit. I think I was basing this a little too much on the existing camp from Gibbi Point. Yes, the existing camp from the pack. I was basing it a little bit too much on that, but I was thinking I should change it up a little bit. So I tried to be unique and like tried to change things and make things different from how I would expect them to be from the camp, if that makes sense. From my experience from the camps that I was a camp counselor at, I feel like the main buildings were usually a lot larger than this. They're usually 2 floors, and they would have like an upstairs area maybe. I think I remember one time, one of the camps, they had a little balcony in the upstairs area that was sort of like the break area for the camp counselors and staff and whatever. In this one, there isn't really a break area at all for the staff, so I guess they just are always working, which they kind of are. If you look at the schedule, they kind of all are always working, except when they're sleeping. Isn't that just how life works nowadays anyways? I wanted to do this little wraparound porch thing because, well, the camp that I was a camp counselor at had a porch like that, and I kind of liked it, so I'm like, I want to put that in just a little bit. It doesn't look too similar. I feel like it doesn't look very similar. The camp that I was at, sort of a lot more woodsy vibe, very cabiny, but like a lot more whimsical. Like there's lots of like pretty shapes with like the wood and like the logs and whatever. Like everything was a lot more like it looked like you just like carved the cabin out of a tree instead of you built the tree out of, no, not you didn't build the tree. Do you build trees? I don't think you build trees, but you built the cabin out of the trees, but like when you chop it down. I don't know what I'm saying. I'm kind of just rambling. I'm trying to fill up space because this video is kind of long. It's always weird because it's like, oh, I need to talk a lot, or I need to talk too little. Like for the static rim videos, I have to talk too little because I always find myself getting cut off because it's very short. For these ones, I have to keep talking and talking and talking, which I don't mind. I like talking, but I don't know, sometimes I just run out of ideas of what to say or things to say. So I just ramble and I have no idea what I'm saying. Anyway, so we're gonna start on the other building. So the original camp that came with the world, it has only one main building, which is fine, it's sufficient. I wanted to add another building, which would be where the kayaks were. Not that the kayaks are in the building, they're outside the building. I thought it would be cool to have like an idea like the kayaks would be stored in the building and you take them out, but there's not really a thing like that unless I just place kayaks just on the floor, which I didn't really want to do. So instead I made it sort of like there's like a little walkway area, I guess, that you can take, and it goes out into the dock where you can do the kayaks and whatever. But there's also a little activity room, which I also thought would be a good place for the bugs, not the bugs, the butterflies. Bugs maybe, like if you used outdoor retreat, you could probably put bugs in there, but I didn't because I just wanted to use adventure weight. So we have butterflies in there, and we have like butterfly containers. I forgot what they're called. Butterfly containers, and then there's also a butterfly habitat on the outside. Not sure how that works yet, but I placed it there, and I guess you could figure it out. I'm talking about all this stuff, but like you haven't seen me place it down yet, so that's kind of funny. Anyways, more about that when we actually see it happening. So this is like the camp counselor and the camp director cabin. They were originally 2 cabins, but I kind of merged them together and made them just one large cabin, because I thought it was just like, oh, that's like the staff cabin kind of thing. I didn't want the camp counselor cabins to be very similar to the camper cabins, so they're not bunk beds, and then I also, I placed more of them. I didn't place more of them, but I don't know what I'm saying. I meant to say that I placed more of them than there would be originally, because I made it so that there's 4 camp counselors instead of 2. I feel like it would work with just 2, but maybe for gameplay I would want there to be more, which, not saying would, I'm saying I will, because I will want there to be more, because I'm probably going to play with the camp counselors, because that's what I am, so I'm biased. Not that I'm still a camp counselor, but I was one, and it was interesting, and I want to play it again in The Sims. Here are the docks. I'm definitely going to have to play test this, because I'm not sure if this works, but I put ladders down on the sides. Not really done that before, so I'm not sure if that actually does anything, but there it is, and I'm going to play test it to just to make sure it works before I post it on the gallery. And then, yeah, I posted the docks there. Not posted the docks. What am I saying? I'm saying things, but I'm not, they don't mean anything. Anyways, I put the docks there, so you can like sort of sit on them. You can go into the water, you can swim around, you can play on the kayaks. I guess you can play on the kayaks. That would be kind of dangerous, wouldn't it be? You can use the kayaks. I wouldn't play on them, but I guess you could if you wanted to. Here I'm just sort of like modifying this rain paint, adding a little bit more naturey, woodsy, earthy feels to it. And by naturey, woodsy, earthy feel, I just mean adding more dirt. I guess that's just what earthy means. And then I'm also just connecting the paths to the different places, so connecting the paths to the docks, all that stuff. Since this is supposed to be a kids camp, I wanted there to be a lot of things to do. So right now I'm about to add some playground equipment. I add more later. Right now I just added a swing, and then those monkey bars, which I'm going to move because I put the entrance there, and I feel like it's kind of weird to have the entrance blocked by monkey bars. So yeah, I moved it. Okay, so this is a garden, which I'm pretty sure was not in the original camp. But I made this garden here because the camps that I went to as a camp counselor, they had gardens like this, and I thought it was a really cool idea. So I wanted to put it down here. Maybe I don't know if kids can do gardening in The Sims, but if they can, then you can learn gardening there, which I think would be fun. It's very fitting for a camp, anyways. Also, I remember that the camp would plant lavender or some other plants or flowers around the garden to keep animals out, which I kind of like, so I kind of insinuated that by putting some lavender plants there, so I thought that was like a fun little nod to that. If you want, you can make it like the camp director's job to sort of tend to the plants, or maybe you hire a gardener who can tend to the plants, and then that's also your cook maybe, or maybe you have a cook and a gardener, so you have the gardener and then like harvest all the plants, and the cook can like cook all the harvestables and whatever, because it's like you can have like fresh fruit or like fresh plants and vegetables and stuff that you can serve to the campers, which is the whole point. That was kind of like the point of the camps. They were like, oh, we serve fresh from our garden, and that's kind of cool. I don't know if this camp would do that. I don't know if you can do that. You can just pretend, I guess. You can pretend that you serve fresh stuff. I guess that hypothetically you could, if you just have your sim harvest it and then they cook the food, but I don't know if it works like when you can hand it off to different sims, so maybe you just have to play pretend a little bit, but I feel like that's most of the sims anyways. Well, I need to stay closer to my microphone, otherwise you can't hear me. Anyways, for this little kayak building, which is what I'm going to call it, I added some like big windows, big screen windows, because I thought it would be cool so that you can have views of the water and stuff. I think that's rather fitting for it. I don't know, tell me if you think that's rather fitting for it. Oh, also off camera, and not by off camera, I cut it out because it's not interesting, but I added a bunch of objects that I wanted to use in the build on the ground there, so they're kind of just lying around. Don't mind it, even if it looks a little busy. They are definitely, they all get moved eventually, so don't worry about it. You won't have random objects just lying around in the build, I think. I remember I built a factory, like a meat factory. It's on my gallery if you want to check it out. But I forgot to place, I forgot to move the little meat chunks, which they're not meat chunks, they're stones that look like meat chunks. But I forgot to move them, so they're kind of just on the ground in a line outside. And yeah, I probably should have moved it, but it's too late. It's too late now, but you can move it if you want to download that build, which will be on my gallery, which will be in the description. So check it out if you want. Anyways, just adding a few more finishing touches to the cabin, to the campers' cabins. I added a few more features and stuff to kind of differentiate them, and I added more decorations and stuff, so I think that's pretty cool. Alright, here is the staff cabin, I guess. I added some beds in, so the camp counselors can sleep there. Eventually I'm going to change the layout a little bit, so then there's just like one shared bathroom between all of them. which I don't know if that's like okay to do. It might be okay to do. It's probably okay. I don't think the Sims care that much. There's also a bathroom in like the main building, so Sims can also use that. I think it's kind of interesting because I wonder how you can get just the staff to use the bathroom in their cabin and then not the kids' Sims, because I feel like they would just use any bathroom, which is fine, but I feel like that's just kind of nitpicky, because I wonder if like there's a way, I wonder if like, for example, small businesses has like staff only and then like the public area or whatever. I don't know how you would do that here. I don't think you can, but if you can, that would be cool, but I don't think you can, and that's probably just what you just have to do. You have to deal with it, which the original build had bathrooms in like the staff cabins, so I don't know how that works, but I'll probably have to test it. I should probably play test all my builds. I usually forget to, but I probably should, because sometimes there's issues, and I need to figure that out before I post it on the gallery, because I'm offering a finished product and it cannot be faulty. Hint EA. Anyways, I added a few more decorations to the camp counselor cabin. I keep forgetting what to say. Added a few more decorations. Adding the ceiling. I added the ceiling to it, so then it's like, so then there's like not just a white ceiling, which I feel like would not be very fitting for this. Like, you need a wooden ceiling for this wooden cabin. Like, you need it. It's required. If you don't have it, you might as well just not have a cabin. I have no idea how we survived not having ceilings. Like, literally, like, all of the ceilings were white. Like, even, like, for example, like, the goth mansion, everything's all dark, gloomy, and you just have, like, this white ceiling. It's just there, and it's like, I don't know. Even in, like, Vlad's mansion, like, there's white ceilings, and it's like, oh, wow, that's just don't look up. Don't look up, because then it's gonna ruin the vibe. Anyways, so this is, the little plant activity bug room thing. I added it because, in my experience at camp, they had like a room like this, not like a room, but they had like little critter areas where they would have critters and stuff, like little animals or bugs and stuff, and then they'd be like, oh, kids, come and touch the bug or something, and it's like, that's kind of scary. I don't like touching bugs. I didn't touch the bugs, but the kids touched the bugs, and they liked it, so that's why I added it in, because I thought it would be a fun little thing to add in. I don't know if you can actually do anything with it, but I know you can probably catch butterflies and stuff, because I think that's part of the pack, so you can probably do that in there. And there's also like activities, like you can do like the paper thing, so you can do that in there too. So it's like a little activities room and little bug catching room, I guess. Anyway, switching gears a little bit, now that it's fall, I kind of want to do more fall builds. I want to do more builds in general, regardless, but if I do more builds, I want to do a little bit more fall builds. More fall themed builds. I have some ideas of what I want to do. Let me know if you want to see that. I probably will also be doing a lot more adventure await stuff, because I quite like this pack concept, and I think there's a lot you can do with it. A lot more than you can do with the fairies pack, which I kind of didn't like doing. I did like 3 builds with it, and I think that's enough. But for this, I'll probably do a little bit more. There's lots of things that I can do with this, and it's quite up my alley, so that's pretty cool. I like making those, like, these little public lots. I still also like making residential, which I'm probably going to make some residential builds soon. Maybe fall-themed ones, maybe just normal ones, because I definitely need to build normal ones if I want to make a save file, which I'm still working on, just like a little bit, just working on it, like, slowly. I wonder why they released this in fall, since this doesn't really feel like a very fall-themed. I guess it could be, but this feels a lot more summer, and Chance of My Nature would probably be a little bit more fall themed, since it's like an occult, technically, even though I feel like they're both very summery, so it could really go either way, but I thought it was interesting that they released it in fall. Anyways, here's the kitchen. I wanted it to be very campy and cabiny, which was a little bit hard because this didn't come with a kitchen set. It didn't come with counters, so I didn't really know exactly how to do it, but I kind of did it like this. I forgot how the original camp did it, and I didn't really look at it, so I should probably have looked at it. Maybe it would have given me an idea, but this is fine. I think this looks good. Maybe they did something similar, I don't know. I added a few clutter items there. Hopefully you can still walk around this and still kind of function as a kitchen, even if there's a bunch of stuff around. I don't think there's too much stuff around, so it should be fine. I wasn't sure what other things to add, like any appliances or anything, so I kind of just left it like that. And then here's like the little dining area. I wanted to decorate it up a little bit, make sure you can actually use it. I think it might be a little small. It would be just small enough that the campers could all sit there, but then I wonder if the camp counselors and the staff can't really sit there, which is fine. They can have their own area, I guess. But Yeah, and there's also a little outdoor area, so I guess that could fit everyone too if you include the outdoor area. I'm just doing some finishing touches here. The build is not done yet, but it's almost done, and I will be doing the showcase at the end that I usually do. Um, Hopefully the recording will be fine. I'll probably just have to use the normal recording that I usually do, like with my other microphone. That doesn't sound as good, but at least it doesn't sound as bad as this one does when I record in The Sims, which I don't know why it sounds like that. If you don't know what I'm talking about, check out my dorm video, because I recorded that in The Sims, like live while I was playing it, and for some reason, the recording just sounded so bad for literally no reason, even though I'm using the same microphone. Maybe it's the recording software. Maybe I should get a better recording software because I'm kind of just using what the computer comes with. So I could probably try to mess around with that and see what works. Also, let me know if you wanted me to do a gameplay series with this build or even any of my other builds, but specifically because this is a summer camp. So let me know if you want to see me do a summer camp gameplay video or gameplay series or any gameplay at all. I'll try my best to do that, but let me know if you're interested. Anyways, we're now reaching the end of the speed build, but be sure to stick around to the end for the showcase. Alright, I'll see you there. Alright, so here's the final build. I quite like how it looks. Hopefully it isn't too busy, because it looks a little busy in my opinion. Tell me if you think it looks a little too busy. There's probably a lot of plants around here. But it is supposed to be a camp in the woods, so it makes sense that there's a lot of plants everywhere. I quite like how I did the plants and the landscaping. I didn't talk about it in the video. I guess this is still the video. I didn't talk about it in the speed build part of the video, but I quite like the plants. I went crazy with the ferns once I found out that that there were ferns that came with this pack. Because well, they were in debug, but I really wanted ferns, and I was kind of insinuating that these were ferns, but these are more like banana leaves. So this is like a fern, and I went crazy with them because this fern just like reminds me so much of camp. Um, Keep hyper fixating on her ferns for some reason. I like these flowers. These flowers are very campy in my opinion. Not campy. What am I saying? I mean it like they belong in this camp. Like they feel like they belong in the scenery. So I think they look good. Anyways, so we just emerged from the water, or I guess emerged from floating above the water. Here's a little archery thing. I quite like it. It's just a little place where you can do archery. I'm pretty sure the original camp only had two things here, so this is where you can do archery. Right here, I added terrain paint, made it look like it's kind of like worn out a little bit. Like it's kind of cleared out because you would imagine a lot of people would be stepping here, like grabbing their arrows and whatever. Probably not while people are shooting, but you never know. You never know. Anyways, here's like the little playground area. It's not really a playground, it's just two playground equipment. But we have this rusty looking slide. Hopefully you don't get tetanus from this. And then here's this little swing, which hopefully it doesn't fall apart. Probably won't, but you never know with these kind of things. Here's the first cabin. Not the first cabin. This is the first cabin I built though, so I guess it kind of is the first cabin. It's supposed to be the boys' cabin, so lots more of I guess boy colors. I don't think genders are usually colored, but lots more colors you associate with that. You would associate with that. I cannot speak sometimes, and that's okay. I think most people cannot speak at sometimes. Here is the shower, and then here is the toilet for all of your shower and toilet needs. And we shall retreat and go to the other cabin, which is the second cabin and the girls' cabin. So here's the girls' cabin, very pink, very light colors, but I wanted to make it cute. I want to make it nice. I added a few things that weren't in the boys' cabin, like this chair wasn't there. They have this cute little sofa here. That wasn't there, so they have like a place that they can put their bags and stuff. And this wasn't there, so I guess they have this little chest, even though I'm pretty sure this is just a nightstand, but you can pretend. Um, and then here's a bathroom. It's a bathroom, same thing. Literally the same thing. I copy and pasted it. And here is the camp entrance, which I probably should have started here, but I feel like over there is a lot more cinematic than right here because you can't really see anything from right here, but that's okay. There's also this entrance here. We'll go check out the counselor cabin, I guess. So this is where the director sleeps. Hopefully there's enough room. Again, I'm going to play test this. I have not yet, but I will play test this and make sure that everything works and just move things around. So if things are moved around a little bit, it's probably because of play testing and I need to fix things. In here, it's a hallway. that leads into the camp counselor room. So this is where the counselors sleep. You can have 4 counselors if you want. You can have 2 if you want. You can have whatever amount that you want, as long as you have enough beds. I did not notice that. So the bed kind of blocks the door. So I will be moving this, or the door. I might move the door. I added this little thing because I thought it was cool. I think it's very fitting for this little area, just to put like this thing here. And then here's a bathroom. It's a single person bathroom, so that's fine. And we're going out, and we're going to go to. We'll go here. We'll go to the dining hall thing. Here's a garden. Just disregarded the dining hall. That's okay. Here's a garden. You can do some gardening. This view is kind of pretty. I very much like this. It's very cool. Very good for screenshots if you're interested in that. Here is the dining hall, which is very notably without tables because they're in the other room. But this is kind of like the little lounge area. You can just sit here and think, I guess. There's no TV or anything, so I guess you could talk to your friends. And then here is the tables where you can sit down and you can enjoy your meal. I feel like this is kind of a small dining hall because when I was a camp counselor, they had like a huge dining hall. But for a camp with only 8 campers, I feel like it's kind of reasonable. And then in here is a little hallway into the kitchen. Here's the kitchen, very kitcheny. Lots of kitchen things everywhere. There's a stove, there's a refrigerator. Let's hope the kids do not burn down the camp, but it's okay. Maybe they want to. Maybe that's their thing. And there's also some tables out here, so you can sit down and eat out in the woods, in the great outdoors. And there's also tables here, so you can also eat here if you want. Here's the monkey bars. Oh, and then I forgot to mention this area, but I found this little area that I didn't really put anything in here, and I thought it was cool. So I thought like you can like maybe sit here and like enjoy the little bit of nature you have here. And there's also a telescope, so you can learn about space. Is it pointing? I feel like it's pointing towards the leaves, but I guess maybe it's fine. It's probably fine. And then here's a little kayak building. Little carpet here with kayaks on it, very cute. Added some equipment here, some more equipment over there, just things. It can also be an activity room, I guess, because there's a desk right here. But here's the main activity room. So I imagine like you would have organized activities, like maybe like one of the staff members, like the director, will be here and like teaching the kids or something about butterflies, and then all the kids can do like little arts and crafts and stuff. And then here's a bunch of containers. Maybe you can put butterflies in here. I'm pretty sure you can. I'm not entirely sure how these things work because I've not used them before. The pack just came out and I haven't really used it. But oh, okay. But that's here if you want to use it, and if you can figure out how to use it. And then here's the outdoor area. Here's a little butterfly sanctuary thing, so you can put the butterflies there. Some equipment right here. This thing, which I found in debug, and I wanted to put it somewhere, so I thought it would be useful. And the kayaks here. And then I didn't mention this. I'm not sure if this fishing will work. If it does, that's cool. If it doesn't, I guess I'll just remove it. But fishing thing is here. We'll see if it works. You'll see in the final product if it works or not. Same with the ladders, I guess. And then over here are the docks, which you saw, but docks, and you can like sit out here and enjoy the sun and the lake and just like sit there and bask or something. I don't know. Oh, these things, that's what I said, that I forgot that there might be some things that are just lying around. So, yeah, I'll definitely get rid of these. So don't worry about that. All right. So that's the final build. Um, Thank you so much for watching the video. I very much appreciate it. I'm sorry for not posting in a long time, but I've been busy, and I'll try to keep posting. I like posting videos. I like doing all this sim stuff, so it's fun. I want to eventually do other things too, but right now I'm doing the Sims, specifically Sims building. Let me know if you want to see any other videos, any specific types of videos, gameplay, even just some build requests and stuff. I'll gladly do that. I'll gladly take any requests. Make sure to comment, like, subscribe, do all those fun YouTube things. Be sure to check out this build on the gallery and all of my other builds. Information in the description, as I already said. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Bye!